Let's fight. A very good evening to each and every one of you. Let's fight. Let's fight. Let's fight. You all don't share the live stream yet? We there. Let's fight. Let's fight, folks. Good to see each and every one of you. Welcome in the ring. Wherever you folks are joining us from this evening on Twitter, on Facebook, folks. Some of you are on LinkedIn watching us, joining us. Some of you are on Facebook, Meta the Blue app, and some of you, the tubers, you on YouTube. Good to see each and every one of you. Pace and power. Why haven't you guys been sharing the live stream as yet, folks? Pace and power. Let's fight, 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 guys. Share the live stream, pace and power. Share the live stream, guys. Pace and power, pace and power, pace and power. Good to see so many of you joining us already. Wherever you're joining us from, trust you guys have had a fantastic day. Trust you guys have had a really, really good day. Pace and power. Pace and power. That's how it's going on this evening. So much to share with you guys. So many things to say right now. So many things to say. Pace and power. Pace and power. Good to see each and every one of you. Good to see you folks. Welcome in the ring. We right here. We there. We're fired up, guys, and we are ready to go. How about you? Fired up, ready to go. How about you, beautiful folks? Fired up at our end, ready to go. Ready to get into the fight card. The guy said don't come off the mark for nothing less than 300, 400 shares this evening, folks. You got to share, you got to share, you got to share. We're ready at this end. How about you, folks? We are fired up, ready to go. Where we people there? Where we people's at? Where we people's at? Where we people's at? Where we people at? Good to see each and every one of you. Trust that you guys have had a fantastic day, a fantabulous day. Good to see you. All the usual suspects are here. Share the live stream. Smash that emoji button. Folks, so many information, so much, so many, so plenteous information to share with each and every one of you. Janet Benjamin, good to see you. Guys, we love that you're here. We love that you're here. I tell you, the fight card ready. Y'all don't get tired up, you know. The fight card ready, folks. I ain't telling y'all, but I'm telling y'all now, the fight card ready. We are fired up and we are ready to go. We all there. We there. We out here, people. We all be. We all at. Where we people's there. Good to see you. I tell you, the fight card ready. Y'all think we joking? Nicola Daniels, you think we joking? Kwana Mingo, Deborah Jones, Penelope Howard. The fight card is fired up, guys, and we are ready to go. We out here. We big and we bad. This is how we do things. I'm so grateful, guys. So grateful for the folks who sent us the new bell. Noise in your skin. Pace and power. Pace and power. Ping, pang, ping. Ping, pang, ping. Good to see you, folks. Good to see all of you, each and every one of you. We are fired up, ready to go. You know, some of y'all hooked on the bell now, you know. Can't do it without it. Good to see you, Maureen. To Chester Paul. Good to see you, Joylyn Cook. All the usual suspects are here. I'm certain Jarita would be so happy to see that there are some folks who've been with us all day from the morning show into the podcast. You're back here this evening again, and guys, we are so happy about that. Share the live stream, smash the emoji button, partner with us. 3 instructions, basic. Where you guys there? Where you guys at? Where you guys be? We want to know how you doing, Diane Fordyce, Marina Cummins, Chisel Chipper, Yep Ibon Lamy, Carol Hudson, Facebook user, Rita Singh, good to see you, Loretta Argyle, Jackie Baird, Bob Annie. Folks, we out here. Smash that emoji button and share the broadcast. Good to see all of you folks. We're getting up close and personal this evening. Martha Hines, Ariel Abrams, Bernadette Barnes, Shawnette Barnes, all the Barnes here this evening. Kesharma spotted. I see you there, Kesharma spotted. Utindi Grant spotted. Yep. All the usual suspects like Jackie Baird spotted. We see you folks. Pace and power. Let's fight tonight. and I'm a man good with my hands. Pace and power, guys. Yvonne Lamy, Karen Black, Bob Annie, Horace Thomas. Good to see you, folks. Susan McDonald. Good to see each and every one of you. Guys, we are fired up at this end. We all there. We holding. How long we gonna hold? How long we gonna hold? Who's sharing the live stream? The guys said the shares are not up. They said Duncan don't move. Dare not move. And you all know you follow instructions. I'm a married man. I follow instructions. It's a good teacher from buy butter. That's why coming back with. I follow instructions. They said don't move off the mark. Share the live stream, guys. Isabella Butters, is you out there? Pace and power, Isabella. Your name calling, Isabella. Kesh Sharma, your name calling as well. Marcia Wiles, your name calling. Boots on the ground. We ain't backing down. Good to see you, folks. Alex Marshall, good to see you. Gavin Liverpool. Folks must say this is the craziest show on social media. Mortimer, good to see you. Yonet, good to see you. Each and every one of you folks, welcome in the ring. Candy, Nelina Indujit, and Marky. Respect and manners. Good to see you folks. Welcome. Trust you guys have had an awesome day. We trust you guys have had a fantastic day. Trust by now, thousands of you are already here. Trust that you have shared the broadcast, and you have smashed that emoji button as well, folks. Smash. Like a hug. Smash that emoji button for us. Pace and power. Boots on the ground. We ain't back along. This Kesh Sharma name calling. Is you name calling. Spurry Lee. I saw your message earlier on. Thanks for the thing. Sorry I had a chance to respond. Thanks for the thing, folks. I'll ring the bell for Spurry Lee. Pace and power. Yep. A lot of you want to know what's the thing. Y'all fast, man. Stop your business, man. That's why y'all's getting problems. Y'all the good. You want to, what thing now? Man, y'all on business. Walmir Wilson, good to see you there. Dion, Ayana, BB Sandyford, good to see you as well. Patricia Nelson, good to see you folks. Fired up, ready to go. Don't know about you, but we are ready to get into the fight card if you guys are ready. How are you guys doing this evening? How are you guys doing? Good to have each and every one of you here. Each and every one of you. Racer Dan, you too, Racer Dan. You too, Kesh Sharma. You too, Chippel. Beatrice, Selby, Beatrice. I saw your message earlier this afternoon. Thanks for the thing. I saw your message, Beatrice. Sorry you had a chance to respond. I was busy trying to deal with the trench crappos and the jagabats. Good to see you, folks. Really happy so many of you are back here with us. Some of you are here with us for the first time for the day. Maybe somebody told you about us and you're here for the first time this evening. Welcome in the ring. It's Pace and power. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Have you shared the broadcast? I wonder if I go on Isabella Butters' page, on her profile, if I will see this program shared there. And Beatrice Selby, Pace and power. Beatrice, thanks again. Thanks for the thing, people. Thanks for the thing. Guyanese brown sugar is here. Guyanese brown sugar. This is one sugar I'm finishing, you know. This is sugar by the ton. One sugar I'm finishing. Good to see each and every one of you guys. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to head into the fight card. And I think you guys are ready as well. But we ask you guys to share the live stream and smash that emoji button as well. Here we go, folks. Where are we starting from? Of course, we are starting from around the world. Around the world, folks. I'm having way too much fun. That's where we pick up the broadcast from. Ring the damn bell, that's what people say. Y'all remember, man of the people, I always do what the people want. Good to see each and every one of you. This is where we pick up our broadcast from. Share the damn live stream. Smash the emoji button, folks, and partner with us. Yep. By the way, making joke, more sanctions in Putin. More sanctions in Putin. Oh, you think you want to kill civilians there in Ukraine? More sanctions, folks. You all know that the Russian army has been pulling back from Ukraine's major city, Kiev. And in their retreat, folks, lots of dead bodies of civilians, not soldiers. Lots of dead bodies of civilians are being found in Kiev. Mass graves as well. Well, the U.S. is instituting more sanctions. Right? And they're hitting harder than ever. Tougher, rougher, meaner, folks. Financial sanction pressure. In my crab man voice. pressure bus pipe. Pressure bus pipe. More sanction, and they're hitting where it hurts with the money there. It is hitting, folks, I tell you this. It is hitting where it hurts. Let me tell you a little bit more about this. Let me tell you. It is said, the report we have here says that Russia, which launched this special military operation, quote unquote, in Ukraine on February 24th, denies targeting civilians and said images of the deaths were a monstrous forgery. This sounds like Sonia Parag, they were Photoshop. Photoshop, you see, all them Russians are one the same, you know. All the Russians are one the same, right? Papa Jagabat was trained by the Russians, so he tell Parag, Photoshop. You go there and say Photoshop. That's what Putin saying. Photoshop. Photoshop. Now, today, Biden lash out, he roll out, he hop out, he jump out. Pair sanctions, full blocking sanctions, they're called, folks. Full blocking sanctions. Freezing, what is called, is it Saber Bank? Is it Alpha Bank? Lots of money of the Russians in these institutions, and folks, it biting. It biting. I showed you guys just last night. Right? The food in the supermarkets on the Russian shelves. Right? They're on the Russian shelves, folks. Right? Those with security features and a can of sardine. Gone were the days you could go and shoplift a can of sardine in Russia. Not now. Things tight. And we're being made to understand too that sanctions have been instituted again. Dmitry Medvedev, you all remember him? He used to be the president of Russia while Putin was the prime minister. Heavy sanctions against him. Dmitry Medvedev, he was Irfan Ali's equal, right? Two puppets alike. Irfan is the Medvedev to Putin, Papa Jagabat. So that's what's happening, and lots of other Russian officials, ladies and gentlemen, have been sanctioned as well. Please and thank you. Biden pay, you know. Y'all don't come down Biden funny. This set you very scared. You see all these high-level U.S. officials touching down here. Every couple of days, see Iran Lynch issuing a press statement. Everybody speeding dilly up. I will continue. Strong sanctions. Take example from Russia. Y'all continue to treat people anyhow. Continue to treat people anyhow. Take example from Russia. But moving on to fight card and away from Biden. Photo of the day. Photo of the day. We know some of y'all gone foreign. We know some of y'all gone foreign. And y'all are cheering because y'all populating trench crappers and jagabats. Y'all populating all over. Y'all gone to the US. Yeah? High officials. Y'all got to stop behaving bad and spreading yourself all over the place. High officials, we know because we see the name showing up. Yeah, the genealogy showing up, telling the West, folks. Telling the West, the genealogy showing up. And now this is photo of the day. Photo of the day, folks. Pace and power. Mr. Crapo, this is a man, you know. A U.S. official. Mr. Crapo, his first name got to be Trench. But I kid you not, folks. The man's surname is Crapo. Mr. Crapo. I know some of y'all gone far. Y'all do a lot of worthlessness. Stop it. Stop it. We want them. Y'all telling out the people lineage. Mr. Crapo. The first thing got to be Trench. Right? This is some of y'all Uncle Ashore. Trench Crapo, whole pack of jagabats. Photo of the day, folks. Photo of the day. I kid you not. This is the family. Who's sharing the damn live stream? So the jagabats can see the family. So the Trenchies could see the great cousin there in the US. Mr. Crapo himself. So this is where it came from. Right? Or this is where it's going. 122. Y'all doing a lot of worthlessness, you know. Y'all doing a lot of worthlessness. But I know now y'all got little blue-eye bougie in y'all. I understand now, blue-eye bougie. I understand. This Crapo thing, the long, you know. The Crapos, they both long. It's only now some of them hopping out. Arvin Blackett and Carlene Campbell, Sherry DeRidder, Shirley Withers. It's only now some of them dropping out. I see Paulette Devilish said, Jesus. Mother Moses, Mr. Crapo. Some of them rolling out, they're flicking out. Who's sharing the damn live stream and who's smashing the emoji button, people? So ring the bell there for all the trans Crapos and the Jagabats. Moving on in the fight card, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in the ring. Let's fight. Wherever you're joining us from this evening, Nicola Daniel, Roxanne Estrado, Ann Gullin, good to see you. Maureen Chichester Paul, pace and power. Look what else is happening in the fight card. We still internationally, at least we were. Mr. Crapo. To all the Jagabats and the trench Crapos, that was for you. Photo of the day. Look what's happening around the region. Y'all don't play. But Rowley, Rowley different. I want y'all to know that. I tell y'all, any place else in this region, when the heads of states, when the politicians speak, you learn something. You feel edified. When these guys here speak, Catfish, Papa Jagabat, the baby Jagabats, Crapos, all them, when they talk, you left more depressed. You leave more depressed. But not in the region. So here is Rowley. Keith Rowley, Trinidad and Tobago, Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley. Kamala's called him, man, said that he's spying on people, spying on the magistrates, spying on the judiciary, spying on taxi drivers, spying on Duncan, spying on finance. He's spying on everybody. But Rowley having it, people. Rowley say, out here, I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you. So Rowley was at a meeting recently, folks. Rowley was at a meeting recently. Who tell Kamala for set up? Rowley spying for she. This behavior is so knowing. It's like you know it. Y'all can remember. Y'all can remember a piece of time right here. Everything they're talking about. Granger bedroom. Granger said, why do people in my bedroom? They got set of drones flying over. They're like spy. And so I think everybody like that. So Rowley wasn't having it. Rowley was at a meeting recently and responded to the former Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar and this accusation. She's now leader of the opposition. So people like power in the whole land. Why? I don't know why they don't give up. I don't know why they don't want to give up. This looks eerily familiar. Eerily familiar. Some people should, you serve your time. Go to pasture, man. Go to pasture, as Cameron say. But Rowley responded to these accusations that he has been spying on his people and high officials. Here is what Dr. Keith Rowley said recently, folks.
But I must respond as chairman of the National Security Council of Trinidad and Tobago, a democratic nation in the Commonwealth of Nations, governing our country under law. I tonight must respond to Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissessar, a former Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, now the leader of the opposition, who paints up her face, puts on her nighty clothes, goes behind a screen and tells the world that the government of Trinidad and Tobago, which I lead, is spying on the entire population. She has identified, she has named the security services, she received it, she said, and she went on to name virtually every category of persons in Trinidad and Tobago claiming that you are being spied upon by the government. So all of a sudden, Trinidad and Tobago is North Korea. And why will she do that? And not for the first time, and I want to remind Trinidad and Tobago, that was the opposition version of it. There was a prime ministerial version of that. When she came into office in 2010, one of the first things she did was to destroy the security system of this country by alleging that she was being spied upon. She instructed them to bring the files to her home. And the end result of that is that 20 of our best trained intelligence officers were fired. Brigadier Joseph was in charge of the SIA at the time. He was fired summarily. She spoke publicly in the airport and accused him of personally spying on her. Because she had information, she fired him. You, the taxpayers, had to pay millions of dollars for that. And the 20 officers who they fired, you had to pay for that too. The bottom line is, it was all a lie. Lie. But it's sensational. And the media loves it because the media does not question them and ask them, where is the iota of evidence to support those widespread allegations? You go on and tell the judiciary that my government spying on the judiciary, on magistrates. Pray tell, what would the government be spying on magistrates to find out?
It just goes to show, folks. It just goes to show that the trench crappers and the jacobats all over. The trench crappers and the jacobats all over, folks. And some of y'all out here, folks. Some of y'all out here in your pajama and y'all nighty. But y'all face paint up and y'all lying. Selling people dreams. Selling dreams. Y'all looking 10. Y'all looking 10. Stop lying, man. Trench crappers and jacobats. Moving on to fight card. Y'all got on your pajamas and y'all nighty. And y'all out here lying. Trench crappers and jacobats. All the trench crappers and jacobats. Moving on to fight card, folks. Pace and power. Spotted. Has been talking about photo of the days and so on. Has been talking the things. Guess who we spot? Man himself. Kicking ball in East Ramville, folks, doing a walkabout just this afternoon. Mr. Aubrey C. Norton of the People's National Congress Reform, doing a walkabout. Man of the people, meeting the people on the ground. Spreading the good news. We out here. Spotted in East Ramville. Kicking ball with the people. Grounding with the people, folks. Grounding with the people. Spotted. The man himself, ring the bell for Aubrey. Yep. Ringing the bell for the big man. Ring the bell for big Uncle Aubrey. Folks, share the damn live stream now. And smash the emoji button. Partner with us as well. Moving on to fight girl. As we on Aubrey. Manners and respect. Respect and manners. We talking the things who vex lose, who vex. Manners and respect. Welcome, sir. Welcome, ma'am. Aubrey Norton and Waldo Lawrence. They are to take the oath of members of parliament next Wednesday. When parliament sits. Next Wednesday. It goes still. It goes almost without saying. That next Wednesday, Mr. Norton will be officially the leader of the opposition. It almost goes without saying, but we're going to watch. You know, you got some black tongue people, right? Y'all know the set. The real trench crappers in the Jaguar. We're going to watch. Details to follow because their names were submitted to GCOM as we told you guys last night. And GCOM has communicated to the National Assembly that they have been extracted from the list as members of Parliament. And so they are going to take the oath when Parliament sits next week, folks. When Parliament sits next week. And then, subsequent to that, Mr. Aubrey Norton should be elected from the parliamentary opposition, members of Parliament, as the leader of the opposition. But again, we watching, folks. And that being said, folks, I think it's a good point in the program. I think it's a fantastic point in the program to take a word from the sponsors. I think so. I don't know about you.
Guy Jenner, the PNCR leader, Central Executive, and the PNCR family invites you to our grand barbecue line and family fun day on Easter Monday at Congress Place, Sophia. Gates open from 10 a.m. Admission is absolutely free. Barbecue served from 2 p.m. at $12 and $1,500. Bring out the entire family. There will be a children's corner with bouncy castle and trampoline. Remember, it's the PNCR Grand Family Fun Day and Barbecue and Lime on Easter Monday at Congress Place, Sophia.
Loving the vibes already. I did there. Folks, we open to everybody, you know. Y'all got a service to advertise. You got a product. You got an event. Come through. Rock and come in. Roll in. Hop in. Skip in. Come through, folks. Come through. Don't nobody hold you back. You got a service. You got a business. You got a product. An event. Come through. Come through. We like that. We open to everybody. Business open, folks. Good to see you, folks. Moving on. Pace and power. Power and pace. Look what happening here now. Look what the magistrates, the judiciary is saying. The chancellor in play, you know. The chancellor says the rule of law must be for everybody. I like this woman. The rule of law must be for everybody. But she did note that while citizens and government are not subjected to the same law because of the nature and quality of the establishment and the people, unnecessary privileges must not be enjoyed by government. You know, some people forget that they're from the people. That is what the Chancellor of the Judiciary acted. Has said The rule of law must be applied to all. You can't get one law for somebody, one rule for one set of people, and another rule for another set of people. It must be applied to all. That being said, citizens and government, you have different laws guiding them. That's true. But she said unnecessary privileges. I think we should start with all these 11 sirens. Everybody gets a siren now. You get a siren. I get a siren. The maid gets a siren. The dog. The walker of the dog. Get siren. Sweet woman. Side chick. Sweet man. Everybody. Let me read the small voice. Sweet man get siren. Everybody. Everybody. Get sirens. That's the first thing we got to start with. Unnecessary privileges. Unnecessary privileges must be enjoyed by the government. Must not be enjoyed, rather. And that's what the Ganti is saying. Transfer of the judiciary acting. Moving on, folks. Pace and power. Moving on. Pace. Oh, we come to the right part. The Jagabas and the transcribers. This is for y'all. This is for y'all. Fantastic. I'm happy to see the judiciary speaking up. Transfer of the judiciary acting. Happy to see. Speaking up. Moving on now. Jagabas and the transcribers. How is it looking out there, folks? How we sounded? Pace and power. Look what happened at this end. Look what happened at this end. Y'all know we love this part of the program. Love it. Respect and manners. Letters of credence. Letters of credentials of credence were presented from the ambassador of Suriname to Guyana, Her Excellency Lizelle Blackendal. Welcome. Welcome. And if you view this program tonight, you need to view no other program. You can hear everything right here. Ring the bell for you. Ring the bell for y'all. Yep. Watching here, you know, is the guy behind the president for me. This attaché, whatever his name is, right? Watching. And even Elizabeth Harper, who should have been, at one point, could have been prime minister, watching with a little smirk on her face. She must say, Girl Eunice, where you coming? I can see the fellow in the back saying, Girl Eunice, where you sign up for here? You know is where you sign up for here. If I was here, I'd go Suriname. I'd go Venezuela. You know is where you sign up for here. But welcome nonetheless. Welcome, respect and manners to Her Excellency Ambassador from Suriname to Guyana, Lizelle Blackendal. Good to have you aboard. Strap in. Gonna be a rough ride. Strap in. Madam Ambassador, please and thank you. Welcome. Ring the bell one more time for Madam Ambassador. Valid and incredible. Yep. Valid and incredible. Moving on, folks, on the fight card. But look what happened here. One thing proper. I have agreed with Robert Stamp with is this. One thing ever you're going to find me agreeing with Robert Stamp with. One thing ever. He said today the Public Utilities Commission got to look into the poor service offered by the telecoms agencies. And this is in particular with internet speed, bandwidth. I agree with you here. He can come with this idea himself, you know. Somebody give me this idea. He can come with this idea. The man had the original idea in 2 years. But I agree with him here. These telecommunication services and agencies need to look into this. Right? I feel like I still can dial up. Folks. It could be this light, this speed, this, that. I still feel like it's dial up we have. One proper thing he ever said is that they got to look into this internet speed business. You pay 5,000, you pay 10,000 for internet. It make no difference. It's light, it's fast, it's heavy, it's slow. It don't make a difference. We got to look into that. Fiber optic, no fiber optic. I don't know. Like we got to go back to Morris code. Nothing irregular. Fix it. One thing proper. Check about Robert Stamp. Ever said. PUC, do something for me. Make it right. PUC, make it right. Moving on to fight card, folks. Moving on. Who shared the tab live stream? Moving on to fight card. Look, story here now. looks the way. I don't know. If he had too much to drink recently, I don't know. I don't know if he had too much to drink. What is happening here? I don't know. But according to them, were waves. The AG said Article 13, which talks about the government consulting, for instance, with the leader of the opposition in appointing the substantive commissioner of police, chancellor of the judiciary, chief justice, all that. He said unenforceable. According to what I read in them were waves. The AG said that is not enforceable. Could you imagine a law not being enforceable? Huh? Lots of you have been saying that this current regime, these jagabats, jackals, these trenchies and trench crappos, y'all have been saying it's a creeping dictatorship, but it's running now. It's running and they're drinking a lot of liquor. It's running, they think creeping about the dictatorship. It's running. Look what the fella said, Article 13, according to them waves, Dennis Shamal and team. It's not enforceable. The law, not enforceable. Like, I didn't have one too many drinks. I don't know what happening here. Folks, you see me heading, who's sharing the time, live streamer, who's smashing the emoji button so the world can see the madness happening here. You know, sometimes, as in the case of the Prime Minister just now, the one positive comment he made in his whole life, this got a little method to madness. This is just sheer madness. There's no method here. It's just full madness. Article 13, not enforceable. What kind of madness is this? Huh? It's the chattery kind. That's the kind it is. The chattery kind of madness. Article 13, not enforceable. Government doesn't have to consult with anyone. Oh my God. Oh my God. What is this? Folks, this is what some of y'all like. Yeah, well, good. Under the good life. But yeah, y'all want chattery. No chattery saying government don't have to consult with anybody. We saw this coming in. We saw it's the same old PPP. Same old people. Same old people. It's the same old wine. But cheers. We're looking real thing out there. Imagine the diplomatic community reading that. Government don't need to consult with anybody. But that's how they've been acting, that's all. That is how they've been acting. And we're going to be talking a little bit more about that later on in our program. Moving on to fight care people. Pace and power. We're going down real fast now. But y'all know Hamper Nation. Y'all know Hamper Nation. Some people are always getting hampers. One set, you know. One set. Y'all see Hamper hand out in Linden? They went to Linden. People in Linden are hungry too. People in Linden and thirsty. Them boys pass from the East Coast to see a man sweating a little bit. Hamper your skin. Hamper all along the East Coast. Especially those villages that traditionally vote for their boys. Hamper your skin, fishermen. Hamper. Hamper your skin. Hamper Nation. Yet we one Guyana. And y'all not concerned with nobody. We looking real thing out here. Moving on in fight care because we got coming up Attorney at Law Selwyn Pieters, and we're going to be talking about the Natural Resource Fund. Then by going to court. It's illegal. You can tell us why. Coming up, look what's happening now. Claudette hop out. She roll out. She hop out or she jump out. Either the two. She hop. Look where he's here now. They're telling us GCOM to re-advertise for deputy and assistant CEO. Why? Because no PP person apply. They said they found no noteworthy applications. Really, truly, no PPP person did apply. That's really happening here. No PPP person applied. So they're now opening back the application process for deputy and assistant chief elections officer. Yep, that's what you come doing. Nobody didn't apply. I think it happened for the same. It happened for the first batch too. Nobody worried it was in the first batch. They picked the worst of the lot. Now they're saying the second batch here for deputy and assistant CEO. Nobody proper. You know what really happened? No PPP person applied. No PPP person applied. And so they're going back to the drawing board on that, folks. They're going back to the drawing board. Pace and power. Moving along quickly, guys. We got to get my guess. Look what happened here. Big allegation at the General Registrar Office that the head of the IT department, one Ricky Chen, refusing to hand over the system password. This one got a lot of problems. That's the allegation that's being made. Then they had big investigation at the General Registrar's office over the weekend, and them boys telling me, this fella here, Ricky Chan, don't want to hand over the password. What is happening here? Right? Well, I guess since you never consult with nobody, you could do what you got to do. And we're being told that this newly introduced electronic system by the GRO office, Cummins, remember Cummins that was sent on leave recently to facilitate an investigation, allegedly? But they're telling us now that this newly introduced electronic system also produces death certificates and marriage certificates and features unique, right? Security features unique to these instruments, these documents, right, are supposed to be stored in this system. And the allegation that is being made, right, is that Ricky don't want to hand over the password. So I don't know what's happening here. That's the allegation that's being made. We're trying to get some more information, guys, on this, and we're going to keep you guys updated. But lots of things happening at the GRO's office. Lots of stuff. Too much. But remember, them boys said they don't need to consult with nobody. Who is we? Who is we? We can keep following that. Lots of things happening by the GRO's office. We told y'all. We told you. What are the odds? Such an important office. One alleged brother will be put as head as General Registrar. What are the odds of that? They know they're doing. They know they're doing. But we can keep you all updated on that front, folks. Well, look, story here now. Look, story here now. And maybe the attorney might want to proffer a preliminary review on this. Perhaps. But look what's happening here now. The whole Linden Utility Service Co-op was fired. They were removed. Right? This young lady here from the Ministry of Labor, Debbie Prasad, had one meeting with them. One meeting. This meeting even last long. You see, look, one meeting. And then she sent them a letter saying, based on the meeting, the Linden Utility Service Co-op looks after the electricity needs and so on of Linden. She said it doesn't seem as though the co-op, all of a sudden, they're up to the task. And so they have installed an interim management committee. You all remember the days of the interim management committees? The PVP come back. That is how they rule, by interim management committee. That is where some of the community development councils are going. That is some of the way the neighborhood democratic councils are going. The regional democratic councils are going, and the municipalities. They have no interest in local government elections. And this is the first salvo. So they have broke up the whole Linden Utility Service Co-op and have now put in a IMC. And in response, the staff there protested today. They had a sit-out at the co-op. Yep, they had a sit-out. That's how the staff responded. The staff said, nonsense. We boots on the ground. But moving on quick, folks. You think that's the first time they're doing nonsense in Linden? Look, story here now. You all remember them guys went to Region 2, shared the whole set of stuff. And then they bust down by Linden, they give them a couple things. A couple handouts, a whole set of things. They give Region 2. This look like a political map to me. This look like a little campaigning to me. And then they went and gave Linden the next day, a little trinket. Since them by touchdown in Linden, look story here. They fire everybody from the St. John's Ambulance Brigade. They fire everybody from the Data Management Authority. They fire everybody from the Linden Board of Governors. They fire everybody from the Linden Enterprise Networks. Right? And then they put a Pol Pot, a bad boss, by the Linden Hospital Complex. He dismantled a whole set of contracts people had. Right? People feeding the family and so on, doing honest work. He dismantled that. His peer friends and family now, you know. A whole set of call center problems. It's bare friends and family, folks. Bare friends and families. We hasten on quickly because we got two giants joining we, folks. We got two giants joining. I don't tell the other one. I can save as a surprise for the next one. You're going to want to share the time live stream because we're going to talk about the natural resource fund and the nonsense and the illegality them boys doing. It's bare nonsense. They're doing, you're still doing Linden? All of that in 2 years in Linden. You get them another 2 years, you can't recognize this country, you know. Y'all think Ukraine looking 10? Give them boys 2 more years here. I'll be collarbone they're showing. I'll be jawbone pulling. You think the boys easy? We can look at worse than Ukraine. Look what they're doing to Linden. Fire everybody. And then Papa Jagabat touched them the other day and said he gave me 800 jobs. Ludicrous, laughable, shameful. Get. Moving on to fight card, folks. Moving on because them boys are on the car and they're coming for your information. Some of y'all know what's in the country, you know. And the ministers tune in by me every night to see what's happening. But look what's happening. Look what's happening. Y'all want to know what's happening? Sophia needs y'all. Sophia said they got a road bubbling up. Sophia said they got a road bubbling up there that needs attention. But y'all don't consult with nobody. Them people see y'all in a long time. Look what happening there in Sophia. See feel. No audios on that video, but the water coming onto under the road. Fix it, please. I beg y'all, fix it. Who we got right to? Please and thank you. Moving on, if I can, is not a real place. That's what we tell y'all every night we out here. Tell y'all the one story. Guyana is not a real place. You see what happened when an attorney general could stand and say, government don't need to consult with nobody. Cheers. Where we going? It's not a real place. Look what happened here. Folks, there is no place on earth like Guyana. Tell y'all, I'm making joke. There is no place on earth like this country of ours. Folks, them men mean things tight. Things tight. And everybody getting in this minibus. We got to get every cent out of them. Things tight. Y'all think it easy? Things tight, people. Share the damn live stream and smash the emoji button. Partner with us as well. Look story here now. What story?
Stand up, boy. Stand up, boy. How you feeling? Hold the foot, boy. Don't lose stubbornness. Don't stubbornness. Can't laugh. They roll. This is how we rolling. This is how we rolling.
That is a new meaning to things tight. Take it one more time, then we have our guest. Take it one more. Things tight.
Stand up, boy. Stand up, boy. How you feeling? Hold the foot, boy. Don't lose stubbornness. Don't stubbornness. Can't laugh. They roll. This is how we rolling. This is how we rolling.
Yep. That's how we rolling. Hickens, take the wheel. Legal or not. Oh, help me out. Do something. Right? Come off them little photo ops now and do something. Help me out, Hickens. Help me. Make me look nice. Oh, folks, I'm privileged to have with me this evening the one and only Senior Counsel Roysdale Ford, and I'm going to be joined as well. I told you I had a surprise for you. We're going to be joined as well by international lawyer Selwyn Pieters is going to be joining us as well. Good to have both of these gentlemen with us. Where's Selwyn? Come through. Rock and come in, Selwyn. Rock and come in. A very good evening, sir.
We there.
Selwyn. We there. Good to have you aboard. Good to have you in the ring this evening, sir.
Good evening. Where's Senior Counsel Ford?
He was just here. He had to slip out. He's going to be back shortly, and we're going to bring him on. I think we have him with us. Senior Counsel Ford, ladies and gentlemen. Let me ring the bell for both attorneys. Senior Counsel Ford, welcome in the ring, sir. It's been a little while. Good to see you. And we're going to have him come in as soon as he can. But, you know, we've been talking about...
Thank you. Good night.
A very good evening, sir. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. We've been talking nationally about the Natural Resource Fund. And we know that piece of legislation was passed in the National Assembly. It's one of the most chaotic evenings we had in the National Assembly in a long while in our country. And the administration rammed that legislation through the House. It was the same evening, too, that they passed the local content legislation as well, if Guyanese remember clearly. The contention now, Selwyn and Roysdale, is that this piece of legislation is illegal. Talk to us about that, the importance of the legislation, one, and then why it is being deemed illegal. Talk to us.
Well, certainly it's being dealt with on numerous fronts. And one of it is that, the manner in which the government went about this was totally in violation of participatory democracy. So we cited Article 13 and Article 154A of the Constitution and Article 25 of the Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, simply because the government was required to consult on this very important piece of legislation. And it didn't consult. Not only did it not consult, but then you had the National Assembly receiving a petition and the Speaker of the National Assembly failing to act on the petition. You also had the rights of the parliamentarians being violated. So on that front, Christopher Jones is the applicant because he's the chief whip of the APNU AFC. And certainly we did a lot of work. Roysdale Ford Senior Counsel assembled the international team. So I wasn't the only international lawyer that worked on this case. We had a university, a dean of a law school in Africa. We had a very senior lawyer in Trinidad, myself, and Mr. Ford. So so it was something that it was a document that took a long time to prepare, and you probably don't know, but we've been working on this since January. Can you believe it?
Long time.
Yeah, we've been working on this since January because we wanted to make sure that we got our ducks in a row. So we've looked at legislation from all over the world. We've looked at parliamentary traditions from all around the world, including Canada and the United Kingdom. We've looked at how, Article 232 of the Constitution speaks about the unwritten aspect of the Constitution and how traditions and parliamentary practices and all these things are incorporated into the Constitution. So we looked at all of that. So this was not something that was going to be rushed. And I think Senior Counsel Ford had spoken to that previously when he was asked by a newspaper, well, why is it that this action this application is not filed as yet? We took our time because we wanted to make sure that the pleadings were solid and can pass muster, whether it's at the Superior Court of the Superior Court or Supreme Court or the Court of Appeal or the Caribbean Court of Justice. So, I think the job that we did is excellent, and certainly we're going to put the brakes on the Minister of Finance drawing down from those funds. Certainly, we're trying to put the brakes on the Natural Resource Funds Board that they appointed or installed. So it's a full package of remedies that we're seeking.
Yeah,
and certainly. It's a fight. They got me and Roysdale Ford teaming up.
that's good news. That's good news. That's fantastic news. But Selwyn, for those persons who might not be familiar with what is the aim of the Natural Resources Fund, break it down for us.
Well, the Natural Resources Fund basically is a fund that deals with the oil wealth and the money that Guyana is drawing down from its share in the oil profits. And so it's it's the largest sort of subvention or the largest source of fund that Guyana has ever had and will ever have in its history, because it's all the oil resources that are going into that fund. And the government certainly wants to go on a spending bonanza, and and they want to do that without going through the proper processes and having the proper checks and balances in place.
Yeah.
And I see Senior Counsel is back, and I know he has a lot to say before you go. So I'll let him speak more to this.
Yeah, and I'm happy that Royzell is here, because Royzell has been winning a lot of cases in the courts against the government, and this we hope in this vein the winning streak continues. Royzell, why do you believe that you have the confidence in the arguments you're putting forward for a winning case? Right ahead,
Well,
Senior
thank you,
Counsel.
Sherrod. Thank you for the work that my team would have done. Whilst I'm the senior counsel on the team, this is substantially a team effort, and we have done the sort of research that Selwyn was speaking about, and that sort of research lays the foundation for success. Persons would just see you win a matter in court without recognizing the level of preparation that goes into winning a court matter. And in relation to this case, because of the fact it is a very unusual manner, we had to profile the proceedings, and the issues that are raised are very peculiar. We had to put in that sort of work. This case, by its very definition, is one of the cases that will stand out, I believe, in the test of time in terms of the development of our jurisprudence. It touches the issues of parliamentary norms and practices, the practice of the mace, whether a speaker could unilaterally create a mace and sneak it into a parliament on one night and declares a law passed, whether members of the opposition could be simply bypassed by the speaker and allow a bill to be brought forward and declared passed. And the very significance and historical importance of it, having regard to the fact the entire bill seeks to denude or pillage the Natural Resource Fund at one go of over $600 million US dollars, which is monies belonging to the people of the country, in a very unilateral, a very authoritarian, very dictatorial manner, without any meaningful consultations. The fact that the speaker proceeded on the morning to disregard, in my view, quite contemptuously, a petition presented by 64 members of the society through no person other than the deputy speaker tonight. I saw him tonight on another television show speaking a whole set of irrelevancies. You would not believe that this is the man who presented such a historic petition to Parliament. He doesn't seem to understand the role that he ought to have played that night, or the role he ought to have played that day. I had to touch on him. I believe that Mr. Schuman is doing a disservice to the persons who voted for him, and he ultimately would have to decide whether he wants to be an opposition member of Parliament, or, as I said before, he sits simply in Parliament as the 34th member of the government. But I had to deal with that. We also had to deal with the issues in relation to the fact, Sherrod, that this case deals with important articles of the Constitution, Article 13, Article 154A of the Constitution, and what these things actually mean for the polity, what these things mean for the development of the sort of constitutional system, the sort of political system in which people can be represented through members of Parliament, and they have the right themselves as citizens, through civil society organizations and individuals, to have a say in the society, in the decision-making processes. And there's nothing more historically important, nothing more important at this juncture of our lives as Guyanese living today or in the future, in terms of how we set the necessary framework for the spending of monies. The PPP wants to continue in their authoritarian and dictatorial tendencies, where they simply believe that the majoritarian system, which is reflected in Parliament, of simply having 33 of 65 seats, somehow gives them the right to determine the future of every single person. But the Constitution has moved away from the Constitution we obtained in 1966 to have instilled in it this sort of direct representation, this sort of citizen participation. And that is why you see from 2020, when they went back into power again, the onslaught that they carried and continue to carry on the Guyana Human Rights Association, on Article 13. They're saying that the groups that submitted numerous recommendations and reports on different and other areas are all irrelevant organizations, simply created overnight. And there's no political party in this country who has somehow refined the art of setting up little organizations for which they could benefit from than the People's Progressive Party. But they don't want the citizens themselves to be empowered. These organizations must simply be mouthpieces and political fronts for the PPP. So we are at a very important stage, we're an important section of our history, the commencement of a process in which the citizens of the country are prepared to stand up. And I'm proud to lead a very distinguished team of lawyers, a very important, in such an important matter. We're taking it all the way, and I'm confident, I am absolutely confident that we will win this matter. I'm sure that the Attorney General, Mr. Nandalal, is very concerned, as usual. He never could figure me out. He never could figure out what we're planning. And this is just another matter in which he will lose. And in the event he happens to break the track record, it will be short-lived, because we will win all the other stages of the matter, and we will strike a blow against this authoritarian government for the people of this country.
Royce, in your intervention there, you said that aspects of this case touches and concerns Article 13. And if Demwaro Waves is to be believed in their reporting, they quoted the Attorney General, Selwyn and Royce, as saying that Article 13 isn't enforceable and that government don't have to consult with nobody.
Yeah, well, you know what? There was a case.
Well, Sherrod, you would expect.
Just give me a second, Senior Counsel. There was a case that came down from Kenya last week, where Kenya had a BBBI bill, and it was struck down by their highest court because there was lack of participation and consultation with the citizenry. And so that was an important case, because that case surveyed the laws of almost every single Commonwealth country. And that's a case that we're going to be using as well in the Guyana context, because certainly the Attorney General later backpedaled and said that he was misquoted by Demwaro Wave.
Interesting. Rosedale? Interesting.
Well, the Attorney General reads strange books. So I don't know which book he would have read that would have indicated that Article 13 was not enforceable. Sherrod, the Constitution is a living organization, a living organism, I should say. It's an organized document for the benefit of the people of this country. And it must be used to advance the rights of the people. Now, it's not just about Article 13. It's a very important article, which has never really been presented in court for an argument. Article 13, to the best of my knowledge, has never been articulated in a judicial decision or arguments. So it's very historic in that sense. But there's also Article 154A of the Constitution. And what that provision does is to incorporate international norms and standards as part of the domestic law, which confers human rights on citizens of this country. And these are very important areas. The government wants us to believe that they are the only persons in this country, and they have a complete monopoly on decision making. The international norms reject that. Article 13 rejects that. So you see the clear mindset of the PPP. In clear provisions, Sherrod, in clear provisions of the Constitution, they don't want to engage in a consultation. They don't want to consult in relation to the appointment of the Chief Justice and the Chancellor. They don't want to engage in any consultation to appoint the Commissioner of Police. They want to engage in consultations to constitute the Police Service Commission, the Ethnic Relations Commission, We have seen in every single court matter that we have instituted and won since this government came to power. It has been predicated on the fact that this government simply does not want to engage in consultation. They simply don't want to act in accordance with the rule of law. In the case of David Patterson, they simply wanted to reject the idea that they must bring the Auditor General's budget to Parliament through the Public Accounts Committee that is held by the opposition. For 1 year or more, almost 2 years, we had a sitting leader of the opposition. We had a sitting Police Service Commission. This is the president that disbanded, that will have the shame that will follow him for eternity, who would have disbanded an entire Police Service Commission because he don't want that commission. They sought to set up some very suspicious elections to ensure that someone is elected to the Police Association to represent the police on this Police Service Commission. So you see continuously, Sherrod, there's an effort to reject consultation. There's an effort to reject the sort of norms and standards that are expected and embedded in the Constitution. And that is democracy.
You know, just as an aside, and perhaps in their defense, quote unquote, there was a consultation by the government recently. Maybe it's the harbinger of things to come on the hairstyle for female students in the school system. So maybe that's a start. Maybe that's a start, Royce. But you know, as we on the topic, and my penultimate question is, why should this matter to the average Guyanese listening to us? This whole litigation on the Natural Resource Fund Act. Why should it matter to the ordinary Guyanese?
I would ask Selwyn to deal with that. I don't want to dominate and speak all the time.
Great ahead, Selwyn. Jump in there, Selwyn. Great ahead.
It should matter because our patrimony is at stake. I mean, the citizens and the public has the right to have a say in how the government uses those resources, for what purpose, and who benefits. And everyone should benefit. You know, there shouldn't be a cabinet of 5 people who make these decisions, or a cabinet of 3 people who make these decisions, and then everyone has to live with it. And certainly, you know, the senior counsel spoke about what obtained in Parliament, and what obtained in Parliament was antithetical to, you know, when we speak about, you know, the citizens having their elected representatives there and having a say. You know, the Speaker of the National Assembly completely shutted out the opposition and acted in a way as though the opposition didn't matter. And I think we spoke about this before, but this government is only a 1-seat majority, and it's acting like it's absolute majority, like it has the majority that Barbados has, no opposition. And I think, you know, people's voices have to be heard, and their voices will be heard through this case. And Senior Counsel Ford is right. Article 13 and 154A raises very significant and important issues, not only for policy, but in terms of the future direction of how citizens participate in governance.
Yep. Thanks very much, Selwyn. And Rosal, before I let you guys go, Rosal, folks have been asking us here, and as I have your attention this evening, I don't know if you can do it for us very briefly. Where are the elections petition cases? They've been asking for an update on that, as I have your attention.
Well, Sherrod, after having won the issue or the point on jurisdiction, Nandalal and his company would have filed an appeal to the CCJ. They first had to go to the Court of Appeal and obtain leave to file that appeal, and that was granted. The appeal was recently filed, I believe, a little over a week or 10 days ago. So we are now at the stages of going through the preliminary processes of filing your acknowledgement of service, what would constitute the record of appeal. So we are at that stage in relation to that matter. In relation to the other election petition matter that I filed an appeal to the Court of Appeal. I have written the Chancellor and the Clerk of the Court of Appeal asking for an early date for the hearing of that appeal. There seemed to be a great challenge in getting or obtaining the decision of the Chief Justice. I've been asked by the representatives at the Court of Appeal to contact the office of the Chief Justice to obtain a...
We may have lost Royce there for a second. Let's see if he comes back. Selwyn, any final thoughts as we wrap up?
Well, thank you for having myself and Senior Counsel Ford on the program. As we try to illustrate to your listeners and your viewers and the members of in the ring crew, this litigation is litigation that we're doing. It's by the people, for the people. And Senior Counsel Ford has assembled an international team of lawyers. So it's not a one-man show by
him. Do you hear me?
Team. Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you, Royce. Thank you, Mr.
It's an international team of lawyers, and certainly we're going to do what we have to do within the scope of the law, the Constitution, the rules, to ensure that justice
I think we're having some internet challenges. But I was just wrapping up.
No,
We're trying to obtain a copy of the judgment to have it submitted to the Court of Appeal. And we expect to have a short day thereafter for the hearing of that appeal. The issue is to obtain a decision given by the Chief Justice. The Court of Appeal is not in a possession of it, and have not been served with any decision of the Court of Appeal from the Chief Justice as yet, so I could lay over to the Court of Appeal, I should say.
Great. Thanks for that update, Royce. Selwyn, thanks for your time, and we wish you guys every success, of course, in pursuing this litigation on the National Resource Fund Act. Thanks for coming by, guys. That's our time. And good to have each and every one of you as well, guys. That's our time.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks, Senior Counsel. Thank you so much. Guys, that's our time. That's our program this evening. Heaven Faith, I see you there. Gavin Park. Isabella Butters, I see you there as well, folks. Pace and power. And of course, we're going to invite you guys to partner with us so we can continue to do similar programs, guys, bringing you information, bringing you news, infotainment. Name it what you want, folks. Pace and power is our passion to do this on your behalf. We know how much you value the information, guys, to stay informed. That's our purpose. That's our role here. Amplifying voices and empowering you guys with information that you so need. That's our time. Good to see each and every one of you. Of course, you're going to come back and partner with us. Those of you who've done so in the past, come back and partner with us. Those of you who are yet to do so, we invite you. We got all these platforms available, whether it's Zelle, it's PayPal, it's Cash App, it's MMG, MoneyGram, it's Western Union. Folks, you want to know how? 627-6963. That's our MMG number. It's also our WhatsApp number. Send us a message and we're going to give you guidance on how you can come on board, guys, and help to keep our programs moving forward. Good night, each and every one of you. Good to see you, Myrna Monroe, Wernella Garnett, Janet Edwards. Good to see each and every one of you, folks. Let me take a quick word from the sponsors, guys, and then we're going to come back. We're going to come right back, and we're going to wrap things up. But quickly, swiftly, before I let you guys go, a word from our sponsors, and then we're going to come back and give some of you guys a big shout out.
Guyana, the PNCR leader, Central Executive, and the PNCR family invites you to our grand barbecue line and family fun day on Easter Monday at Congress Place, Sophia. Gates open from 10 a.m. Admission is absolutely free. Barbecue served from 2 p.m. at $12 and $1,500. Bring out the entire family. There will be a children's corner with bouncy castle and trampoline. Remember, it's the PNCR Grand Family Fun Day and Barbecue and Lime on Easter Monday at Congress Place, Sophia.
Yep. Good to have you guys. Thanks for joining us. Of course, that's our program. Bernadette Lewis, Myrtle Carter, Kim Walker, Marcel. Good to see you. Ingrid King, Janet Edwards, Nikki White-Wild, Dakota Daniels, Glycis Mingo Burns, and Colleen Solomon, Kurt Roberts. Each and every one of you. Good to see you guys. Have a great evening. Stay safe. Remember to come back and partner with us. Pace and power. encourage us and enable us to move forward, guys. Pace and power. That's our time. That's our program. Stay safe, folks. Stay safe.